lovely to see you. Now this is a recipe which is long overdue. My famous Peri Peri Chicken. I've done Peri Peri burgers, I've done Peri Peri sausages, I've always done something with Peri Peri in my menu. Now I thought, why don't I share this really nice Peri Peri grill as OG as I can for you, because this is a completely winner recipe. Along with that, what I love to eat personally is not coleslaw and rice, how they serve your peri peri, but I like to have a really nice peri peri butter ka corn with it, which I'm going to be cooking in milk, and along with that, some creamy mashed potato. How does that sound? So actually, peri peri means pepper, comes from the word piri piri, pil, which is actually the chilies. Now originally, it was the Portuguese got some ingredients from the Europas like red wine vinegar, garlic, and then they found these beautiful chilies which are growing in Africa and Mozambique, and that's how the birth of the piri piri or the peri peri was born. Now this is a really fiery marinade, but there are ways where we're going to be counterbalancing things. Now first what I'm going to do is the chicken. Very important that now this has been in a brine. You can see my roast chicken recipe right here, and you will know what a brining of chicken is. Then we've actually dried it. So look how dry this is. This is the whole beauty part, that now that we actually brine the chicken, we pat dry it, and then we actually dry it inside the fridge. So look, it gets like almost like a fabulous aged kind of chicken over here, which is brilliant. Now let's start with the marinade first. So for the marinade, I've got about, these are really spicy, okay? So I've got about 15 to 16 bird eye chilies here. Now to counterbalance that, what I like to do is I like to add like half a red bell pepper as well, okay? Just to, that sweetness and just to give that balancing of taste, okay? So I've got like half a bell pepper in this, or let's just put the full bell pepper, because I'm going to be using this as a marinade for the sauce. I'm going to be also using it for my corn on the cob as well, okay? So a small onion cut into quarters in here, 1 tablespoon of chopped garlic in here. I've got a little bit of thyme, which is my kind of version to it. Got a combination of smoked paprika and sweet paprika, okay? Both of it. You can also use red chili powder if you wish. I also have a little bit of black pepper, which I am adding in here as well. Salt to taste, of course, swad anusar. So I've got a good tablespoon of salt here. Then I've got a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in here. And then we have about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of a neutral oil, okay? I like to use, sometimes I use soya bean oil here, I use rice bran oil, olive oil, there's no fuss about it. Beautiful. And into this, I'm also adding like thoda sa, a little bit of water as well. Perfecto. So our marinade, sauce, everything should be sufficed in this. And then I also add to a little bit of roundness, I add a little bit of brown sugar as well, okay? To give that little sweetness, to give a little bit of caramelization kind of happening here. Let's start blending this now to make this a lovely marinade. Oh yeah! Now check this out, bro. Now this is what I call a real OG kind of marinade happening here. Marinade sauce. Now look how gorgeous this is. Now look at it. Beautiful. Fantastico. Now I don't want to waste anything here. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of olive oil into this. Just like another, maybe about 2 teaspoons in here. Putting it back in here. So we've got this whole thing going on here, and next I'm going to be so I didn't want to waste anything basically. Now to this we're going to top it up with a little bit more of this marination, and then giving this a little rub inside, trying to push it inside as well as much as we can. Now one thing, when I love to brine my chicken because it makes it really nice and tender as well, okay? I also like to use a good quality chicken. When I'm cooking things like roasting or grilling, I like to use the whole bird. Sometimes I also use when I'm doing parties or I'm doing a restaurant menu, I like to use the chicken legs as well. Or sometimes we just use the crown, which is 2 breasts of the bird, okay? But choice aapki hai. You can do whatever you like. I also have some thyme, which I like to put here. I think thyme and chicken and this whole flavor profile, this whole vibe is just like wow, okay? Now I've got my nice grill which has been warmed. I've got my oven which is preheating at 170 degrees. Let's start grilling. Beautiful. Now for the corn on the cob, this is like my memories from my ships when, you know, I used to cook like about, I'm not lying, about 500, 600 pieces of corn like this in a big soup kettle. And there I actually first time, because hum yahan pe we eat bhutta, we like to just steam it with some turmeric in a pressure cooker like mom style, okay? I remember cooking a ton of corn, okay? I worked with a lot of American guests where we used to have this corn on the cob, which used to be our favorite at barbecues and grills. So that's where I learned. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of rosemary. Now this recipe can be used separately on its own, okay? So I've got my thyme, rosemary, I've got a little bit of salt here as well, okay? Just simply simmer the corn. That's it. So I'm going to be putting this in here. Lovely. And we have our corn here. Beautiful. That's it. That's all you have to do. Basically, 15 minutes, simmer the corn, take it out, eat as desired, just with butter, or you can also use what I'm going to be doing soon. Beautiful. Abhi hum ise turn kar. Now this is exactly what I'm looking for. These lovely grill marks, this lovely char and all that. A little bit of oil on there. Lovely. A little bit of the marination which I'm kind of putting over here. Beautiful. Getting my roasting pan also ready. So in my roasting tray, I'm just going to be adding some herbs here. So I've got this thyme and rosemary which I'm putting here. I also have these onions which I'm just going to be putting here, along with thoda sa pani bhi dalenge, okay? It keeps the steam going well. Beautiful. Okay, it's time to land our chicken. Beautiful. Here we go, guys. This is exactly what we are looking for. A nice grill mark. Beautiful. Some butter going on here. A little more of our peri peri thing going on here. So 20 to 25 minutes at 180 degrees for my chicken. Yummy. Wow. And then in the meanwhile, I've got my corn going on here and my potatoes, which my chef is cooking inside. Lovely. Corn is beautifully cooked, okay? Now, we're gonna be adding a neck. Now you could just eat it like this with butter. Since I have a grill here, might as nicely do a little grilled corn on the cob for you. Now to this, the plan is a little bit of the peri peri marination if you like, or even just a lovely garlic butter does absolutely fine, buddy. Okay, so we just got a little char happening here. Thoda sa spice aa jayega, thoda sa masale bhi aa jayenge. Okay, and this with your peri peri chicken, and also for my vegetarian friends, that this peri peri corn along with mashed potato, brilliant meal, especially for the kids. They love it, and that's how you encourage them to eat actually more vegetables, by making interesting preparations of vegetables. Okay, a little bit of butter. Lovely. How's my guys in the back kitchen doing, boys? How's my crew, man? How's my chefs? Is the potatoes ready?
Yes, chef.
Great, I like that. So we have our lovely, spicy, milk poached, very stylish way to say, milk poached corn here, which will be here. doing here. Let's have a look at our chicken. Oh, excellent. I've got about 10 minutes left on the chicken. So we have our lovely peri peri corn on the cob ready right here. Beautiful. Going to switch this off. Perfecto. So we're going to drain off all the excess water. So now in this pan, what I'm doing is I'm actually literally drying out the excess moisture which you might find. And then this is a technique which is great to learn. Okay, इसके अंदर ही आप mashed potato बना सकते हो. I'm mashing my potatoes. Okay, to this I'm adding salt to taste, and I'm adding a little bit of nutmeg. Okay, जावित्री goes really well with potatoes. Okay, थोड़ा सा हम ये जावित्री डाल देते हैं. Next, about 2 tablespoons of butter in here. And I've got a mixture of half a cup of cream and half a cup of butter. But I'm only going to be using like about 100 ml of a mixture of both. And next, very simple, go back to the masher and on a low flame, just kind of mash this just like this. So we've made a really nice creamy mash. Okay, with this, I'm just going to be mash kar liya. Just giving this a nice whisk. Beautiful. Wow. So comforting and so amazing. So we have this lovely creamy mashed potato. Fantastico. That's it, we are done. I also have some flat leaf parsley, okay, which I'm going to chop up and I'm going to be adding eventually on top of it. Until then, we can have this chopped up. So we've got some chopped parsley here. On the side, I'm just going to be adding a little over my corn on the cob here. I'm going to put the corn on the cob, hold it in the oven for a couple of minutes, okay? So we have our mash ready. Perfecto. So really amazing mash here. Beautiful. You can add cheese, you can add spring onions, you can add roasted garlic, you can add, I mean, this is a open canvas for you to be as creative as you want, guys, okay? Cheese mash, blue cheese mash, cheddar cheese mash, jalapeno mash, coriander mash, cilantro mash. Okay, there's no end to it. So, lovely, very rustic, very amazing. I've got some flat leaf parsley here. So we've got our mash ready. And our chicken should also be ready right here. Look at this gorgeous corn which we have here. So we have our corn, we've got our mash, and let's get the chicken out. Wow. Now that's what I call a peri peri. Now look at that. And just for the final touches, my lovely favorite tool is the blowtorch. Okay. Beautiful. Lovely. Now look at that. Beautiful. Peri peri chicken, tick box, ready. Peri peri sauce, tick box, ready. Mashed potatoes, ready. Lovely corn on the cob peri peri, ready. Better late than never. Vicky's Peri Peri Chicken meal, ready. Wow. Welcome to Mozambique. This Peri Peri chicken is absolutely mind-blowing, guys. Please do like, please do subscribe, please do share, please do eat. Oh my God, amazing.